Hello grooming friends and welcome back to the channel Kitty Talks Dogs. There are so many doodles and doodles are actually mixed with poodles. You have golden doodles, labradoodles, cockapoo and all kind of mixed pure breeds with poodles. Today we have with us a golden doodle. So if you would like to see how to groom a golden doodle, stay with us. Today we have with us Richard, but here in Belgium we pronounce this as Richard. Richard is a golden doodle and he has a wonderful, very soft temperament. He's a little angel, he's 1 year old, he is born in 2021. There are many styles where you can groom the doodles in. I don't recommend doing the doodles very short in coat because then they lose their typical look like the teddy bear look. So today I'm going to show you how to do the teddy bear look. It's very important to know if you are an owner or if you want to buy a golden doodle that the golden doodles need some grooming regularly. They need approximately every 6 weeks to be scissored, and the best thing is to get them washed every week. If not, you can have mats and tangles because of the poodle coat in there. There's many styles you can groom the golden doodle in, but for me there's only one style and it's like the puppy look or the teddy bear look. This style gives the typical doodle the doodle look, which is a very natural way of grooming. I wouldn't like to see you have to clip your doodle very short because that's not a typical golden doodle look, and that's probably not why you bought or you want to buy a doodle. The doodle coat needs some regularly grooming. It needs to be brushed very regularly, preferably every day or every 2 days. After brushing, check with a comb if you have all the hairs nicely brushed. It needs to be perfectly washed every week and scissored every 6 weeks to have it always in a nice condition. To avoid having your dog being clipped totally short, you need to brush your dog every day or every 2 days. Regularly washing, that means like every week or maximum every 10 days it needs washing, and you need to like have it groomed or scissored every 6 weeks to keep it in this nice puppy coat. Richard loves to go walking outside, but there's one thing that Richard loves daily. As soon as there's a little bit of sun, Richard loves sunbathing. I'm Kitty Dekeersgieter, I live in Belgium, and the most important is I love dogs. But my passion goes to the grooming. I've been grooming for a very long time, since 1979, and I achieved many prizes in my grooming career. One of the prizes that I'm the most proud of is winning the World Champion Poodle title. And after that, I've been invited to go and judge many grooming competitions and give seminars all over the world. On the dog shows, or at the dog show, I also made many champions up, and that's just what I like to do. I like to groom, I like to be busy with dogs, and I just love it. I never claim I'm the best groomer in the world, and what I show works for me, but there's so many ways and different ways of grooming, and I've tried to teach out of my experience what works the best for me. If you are a groomer or if you just have one dog, I try to make my videos interesting for everybody. If you have any questions about this video, please go down below in the comments and we are very happy to answer all the questions. All products used in this video are available. Just scroll down and click on the link down below. This video is made up of all different chapters, and if you would like to see a certain chapter, just scroll down below and you can click on this individual part of the video. Here you see me plucking out the hair with the finger condoms, and the reason I use finger condoms is because it gives you a lot of grip on the hair, and I just love taking out the hair with the finger condoms. And the rest of the hair, which I can't reach with the fingers, I use the tweezers. And here you see how easy I can pull out the hairs. And here you see hair with some wax on. And here you see how dirty it can be inside when the ear has a lot of hair inside. Now you can see some more hairs very deep inside, and these are very, very good to take with the tweezers. Here I'm using the safety tweezers, and these safety tweezers have like a very big rounded top, so you cannot pinch the skin very easily. After this, I'm using the ear care solution, and this will dissolve all the dirt and the wax which is left in the ear. I like to pour in the ear solution little by little until the ear is fully filled up with this solution, and then give it a small massage at the bottom so all the ear product can be working in and dissolving all the dirt and the wax. I like to wait 30 seconds to leave the active ingredients do their job and dissolve all the dirt and the wax. And then with the big ear tips, I like to clean out all the rest. Sometimes I like to use the ear care solution on the ear tips, so the ear tips are softer and wet and a little bit humid, so it's easier to take out the rest of the dirt. And here, as you can see, the ears are very nice, hairless and squeaky clean. And here you see Richard shaking off all I did on the ears, and he's wonderful. Let's do some nail clipping. I recommend keeping the nails as short as possible. If you keep them from a young age as short as possible, they will never overgrow and they will never have very, very long nails. If your dogs have very, very, very long nails, sometimes they cannot walk anymore and they are forced to work like this because the nails are so long, they are on the floor, and this is very uncomfortable for the dogs. There's one little trick which I can tell you about grooming nails. The pads always have a flat area, and if you follow that flat area straight on, as you can see here in the drawing, you won't risk cutting into the quick. Before you start cutting the nails, it's very important you always have with you your nail clipper, stop bleed powder and your paper. If you have clipped too far, if it happens, just quickly put the nail into the blood stop, push your thumb, the powder on top of the nail, so the powder is nicely packed on top of the nail, and the nail will stop bleeding immediately. After cutting, I really love to make the nails as round as possible. For me, it's very normal that there's no little sharp edges, so when they jump on you, there's not to be, they can't. I like to have the nails filed, so when they jump on you, they can't scratch you, and for me, it's just very nice to have rounded nails. As you can see here, I'm using the file, and it's very, very easy to do. It's just like you put your thumb on top of your other thumb, and then you can use your thumb like a pivot, and you can go from left to right, from top to bottom, and make sure all the nails are very rounded. Here I'm using the nail grinder without the cap on, because Richard, his coat is not so very long. If you have very long coat, it's advisable to use it with a cap, because sometimes, because this stone is turning, the hair will turn with it, and that's very uncomfortable. So if you have long hair, the cap is advisable. Here you see me using the starlet. I don't know if it's going to work with the starlet, because the Richard is like a big dog with a very much lot of coat, but let's try. I've put the starlet in the third position, the fastest position, and I'm trying to like scoop out the hairs all in between the pads. So this needs to be really very clean. And as you can see, it's no problem. The starlet is doing the job, and I can like go in between the pads and easily get out all the extra hair. I like doing this very much because after the bath, when we will start scissoring, it's going to be very easy to go around the pads and make a very nice cat foot. For me, it's important to go when you see the dogs running, you can like see their pads, and I love to see all of the pads and having no dirty hair sticking out anymore. So I'm going beyond the pads, and the little pieces in between, in the front and in the back of the pads, I'm just making a line everywhere and making sure all the hairs are gone. Here you see me also in between the front of the nails, taking all those little hairs out. That will make the scissoring easier. And here you see a finished pad. And here you see me doing just the same thing with the Showtech Experto. And here also I've put the speed on 5. As you can see, I'm like turning the paw like a little bit inside. It's very easy. I take my finger and I put it on top of the paw, and I'm taking the 2 fingers actually, and I'm turning a little. I don't overdo it. I prefer for me to bend down and to keep the dog as comfortable as possible. So I'm not like twisting very much. The dog stays in a natural way, and this way it's more comfortable for Richard. Here you can see me on the side going beyond the pads, and that's just some preparations for the scissoring or for easy scissoring after. And here you see me doing the belly. I've put the Experto clipper on size 10 because here it's very important we don't clip too short, because if we do, we can have razor burn, or it can be itchy, or we don't want to have absolutely no irritation. For me, it's very important this part is clean and there's no hair, because the dogs move a lot and they move all the time, and this hair tends to mat very easy, or other ways they pee and it's not really clean under there. So for me, it's very important that this part is nice, short and clean. And here also you see me clipping on the behind next to the anus. I really also like to have this part short, clean and nice and short. You never know, and we don't really want the long hairs to stick in parts of the body, and we want easy maintenance. As you probably notice, Richard is very used to grooming. He's been going to the grooming shop since he was like 3 months old, very regularly, and for Richard everything is very normal. Clipping nails, doing ears, brushing, he's a very, very, very good boy. And now let's do some bathing. The first product I want to show you is the Power Bather. The Power Bather is a fantastic system to wash dogs. Through the high pressure water and air and shampoo going through the shower head, you don't really need to wash yourself anymore, but the system is going to do it for you, as you will see. The first shampoo, I'm going to use the Pure Coat. This is a deep cleaning shampoo, and as the second shampoo I have chosen the Romance shampoo. The Romance shampoo contains oils and conditioners to keep all long-haired dogs in condition, And Richard is not really having long hair, but Richard has a difficult coat, as we all know, and needs the oils and the extra strong conditioners in the shampoo to keep the coat maintained. And to finish, I'm going to use the conditioner, the moisturizing mask, and I'm gonna also use the power bather, and I will show you. Let's do some washing. The good thing about the power bathing system, this is a super power bathing system, is that you only need like 1 spoon of shampoo. So you put that much of water in the bath, or a finger or two. You put 1 spoon of shampoo in the water. You don't need to wet the dog, and you just need to turn on the pump. The pump will circulate everything, and the pump has an enormous pressure to it, and through the pressure the water will penetrate deep through the coat until nicely soft on the skin. It's actually a massage and washing in one. The other thing is you don't use as much shampoo, because normally what we do is to lather up the dog we use a lot of shampoo. I don't know how much, but if I would compare it now, I think you would use only 10% of the shampoo we normally use. Another thing is the water. We also use lots of less water. And here I'm spraying on top of the water to show you how dirty the water is. The thing is, when you are finished the first wash, you just unplug the bath, you fill it again up with again the shampoo, and then you can just wash the second time. Another big advantage is the water. You use much less water. First of all, you don't need to wet the dogs. You just start off with spraying on the dog, and you use the water, the shampoo, to wet the dogs. When you are finished, you don't need to rinse very much, because there's not much shampoo left in the coat. You do need to rinse, but much less. Another advantage of this system is the energy. The energy it takes to wash a dog with rubbing, and now you only need to spray, is also a very big advantage. You don't need to go washing, go rubbing, you just let the water pressure do the job. After the first wash, if necessary, you can rinse. There's really not very much foam or shampoo left in the coat, but since the dirt is mixed with the water and the shampoo and the oils, the natural oils from the dog, I prefer rinsing just a little. Here we have the second shampoo. Again, I filled the bath with a little of water, and I've put 1 tablespoon of shampoo in the bath. And here you see me turning on the pump. Immediately everything is mixed. And now let's just spray on the dog. As you can see, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of pressure. It's not too much, it's just very powerful. The water pressure, and together with the active ingredients in the shampoo, will make sure there's no more dirt, and all the sebum will be out of the coat. And here in slow motion you can see how powerful the beams are from the water from the power pump. And here, let me show you on my arm. As you can see here, it's really powerful. It's not painful, but it is quite powerful. Be sure, I'm convinced, by hand washing you cannot wash as good as this kind of washing. Many people tell me they don't like the power pump system because it circulates the dirty water back onto the coat. I do like it, because the people that don't like it don't realize this is how a washing machine works and a dishwasher works. Also, a dishwasher or a clothing washer washes this way. We take the washing liquids, the active ingredients are sprayed onto our clothes, and the clothes are washing, and it's actually the rinsing that takes out all the dirt. It's the same thing as if we bathe. We bathe, we soak in our bath water, and afterwards we stand up and we rinse ourselves and then we dry ourselves. Here you see me turning out the high pressure and just rinsing off the head and the face and the nose with less pressure. If necessary, we can use the normal shampoo there, and then we can rinse with the power bather. I didn't do this in this video because Richard has been washed only 10 days ago, and Richard is not really very dirty. Nourishing and moisturing the coat from a GoldenDoodle is very necessary. It will help you for brushing, for maintaining, and it will also help you to have less mats. Here you see me diluting the moisture mask very much so I can also use it with the power bather pump, and I'm just gonna spray on the moisture mask this way, and after everything is penetrated in the coat, we are just going to rinse a little bit. And if I feel that the coat is not more slippy, it's okay. When I'm rinsing and I feel most of the slippiness of the moisture mask is gone, it means that I have rinsed enough and that's sufficient. I wouldn't recommend leaving the moisture mask in the coat as though it would maybe be too heavy, because the moisture mask is very nourishing and has fatty acids and vitamins, and maybe this would be too strong to leave on and would become that the coat would be sticky. And here you see me using the new Dry Mate. I'm very proud of the Dry Mate because I'm the artist of the K-Design drawings, and it's just come in and it's wonderful to use. It takes most water out of the coat and you can just wring it and use it again and again. And now here you see me using a blaster dryer. This blaster will blast out most of the water, and if most of the water has disappeared, I will take Richard back to the table. Richard is behaving like everything is normal, and that's actually what you get when you have a dog very used to grooming. They just think it's normal, it's something they have to go through, and Richard is like a fantastic example and a very good boy. Shake it off. We're expecting another shake. Here we go. It's a wonderful shake. And here we're expecting a shake. Here it comes. Oh, it's a beautiful shake. Look at him. Oh, his legs. Oh, Richard, he's so cute. And what a little angel this is. And another one. Oh, he's great. This is a wonderful dog. Now let's carry on with the blaster. The blaster has very much advantages as well. The blaster, first of all, it blasts away all the water, but actually it doesn't stop there because it opens up the coat and it makes the coat straight. Actually, it takes out lots of brushing, because when you blaster, you open up the coat and the air is like very concentrated in this little hole, and because of that it's like brushing. You blast and the coat opens just as it does with the brush. So actually when you use the blaster, you brush less the coat. If your time is limited, you're a groomer, or you have more than one dog to groom and you don't have a lot of time, I recommend taking the blaster or buying the blaster with the most volume per minute you can find. And here you see me brushing. I have chosen the Russian slicker brush because the Russian slicker brush has very long pins, and as the GoldenDoodle has a lot of hair and thin hair, And this combination is very good with long pins. The pins from the Russian slicker are very long, but also they have an angle. And with the angle, you can like straighten all the coat and make sure that together with the warm air, you brush at the same spot and all the curls will go away and you will be able to have a very nice finish when you start scissoring. I also like to take the brush and brush with a curly coat, like I'm brushing downwards and then I'm brushing upwards, so the hair is everywhere straightened. Here you see me showing a line, because when the coat is nearly finished, nearly dried and totally decurled, instead of a zigzag, you will see a proper line. And I personally always divide the legs in 4 pieces. I first do the side, then I do the back, then I do the inside, and then I do the front. I do this because if you are just keep on brushing and you have long hair and the dog is moving, in your mind sometimes you have done a part, but I really divide pieces and do piece per piece, or else I personally would forget which part I've done and which part I didn't. And here you see me showing with the air, with the dryer like on the right spot, you can see everything. So your eyes actually have to be where the dryer is on the spot on the hair, and then the hair opens and at that spot you can see. So I'm using actually the dryer to fix where I need to look. And here you see some mats between the toes, and therefore I'm like using another brush. Here you see me using the tangle teaser, and slowly I'm going to tease out all the mats between the toes. So here you see me doing this, because this is very important when you are using brushes, any kind of brushes actually. It's very important you use the brush and you keep the brush at all times like flat on the dog. Now I'm showing you on my hand what would happen if you like take the brush and you do that all the time. And as you can see, it's very important you always use the brush straight and you don't lift up the handle of the brush and push its front pins into the dog skin. This is very hurtful and very uncomfortable for the dog. So please be careful while brushing. And here you see a pee pause, and you see Richard running around and having a play. So now let's continue. And here I'm showing you again the outside of the leg. And now I'm like having my hand on the knee, and it's very easy when you do that. You can like twist the leg a bit, put some strain on your hand, and the dog will give his leg. The bottom part will be like stretch, and this way you can easily brush out the hair over there. Here you can see a mat. And here now you see me using the mat breaker. The mat breaker is a dangerous tool, so you have to be careful with children. You have to be careful around the skin folds, and you have to be aware that they are knives, but if you use it correctly, there's absolutely no danger in it. And the mat breaker is not there to put in the coat and to pull everything out. No, it's also there to tease very little at the time, little bits of the mat, and to use then the slicker brush and then again the mat breaker. We like put the points in the mat and then we tease it out again and we put it out, and we don't do this by pulling very hard or very long. We do it by putting the teeth in, and with short pulls you like pull it out again, you put it in and then pull it out again in quick movement, so it's less strain on the dog's skin and more comfortable for the dog. And then again we take the slicker brush and we do the finishing. Here as well you see a mat on Richard's ear, and here again I'm going to try to show you the proper use of the mat buster. See, you put it in with its teeth and then you pull it back out. You pull it in and pull it back out. And now I'm going to do it like quicker. And then you use the slicker brush again. So slowly, by using the mat buster and the slicker brush and the mat buster, the mats will come out. And then you can use the dryer again and like make sure the dryer is rightly positioned, and when the dryer is correctly positioned, the hair will open and actually you will see where the mats are, or where it's still wet, or where it still needs brushing. Here are some of the scissors I'm going to be using today. First of all, I like to use the Sparkle series. I like to use it because it's like very, very light. You can open and close it very, very easily without any strain, and still it's very, very strong. It actually has Japanese 440C stainless steel metal, which is very good metal and very strong, and it's just a very, very good combination to use on the feet. Then I chose the chunker from the Fanatic series, and this chunker has 18 teeth. It has a very strong teeth, so also here I will use the chunker like when it's very difficult to finish, or also actually on the scissor and comb technique to have like a softer finish and to be able to do a very natural finish. And at last, for finishing, you will see me using the Cobra series. The Cobra series is a series with a higher quality metal. It has a little bit more cobalt in it. They are very, very, very light in use, and they are perfect for finishing. Let's start some scissoring. And here you see me starting on the feet. So here now I can enjoy all the work I've done before the bath, because if my clipping work is perfectly done, I can just go around the pads with the scissor, and this is going to be done in no time at all. As you can see here, I'm using a curved scissor and I'm just combing all the hairs down and going around the pads with the scissor. And here at the big pad at the back, you can see where I've made a straight line. It's very easy to put the scissor behind the straight line and make a perfect line for making the paws come out. So here you see a very clean paw, and soon I'm gonna let the paw stand on the table and you will see it's gonna be all nice and round. And here again, now the paw is on the table and I'm just gonna follow with my round scissor the round foot. Also, don't forget to comb a lot and just comb all the hairs down, and then it's very easy to make a nicely round foot. Here you see me using the scissoring comb. The scissoring comb is a very special comb. It's a comb which is very light and it has extra fine teeth, which are all very, very narrow to each other. The advantage of this comb is you can, with its very fine teeth, go very deep into the coat, and when you pull back the comb, because it has so much pins very close to each other, you straighten every single hair, and then when you scissor you have a very nice finish. That's why the comb is called a scissoring comb. This comb is very sensitive, it's very good for combing the hair just before to scissor, but this comb is not very made for like dematting or for normal combing. It's actually very sensitive and it's only to use just before the scissoring. And here from the side you see like an overlap. I always say it's like the dog has socks, and I really don't like that. I really try to make a straight line. When you see it from the side, it's not like the dog has a sock on. So this for me really needs to go, and I comb all the hairs down and I make this part as straight as possible. And here you see me with my curved scissor, like holding it as flat as possible and like doing the round, following the roundness of the feet. And here I'm showing you with my comb, when we comb fast, what we actually do. We actually put the comb in, we like turn the comb a bit, and then we put the comb in the coat, we turn the comb a bit and we pull the coat back out. And then we go a little higher and we repeat this. If you see it in quick movement, it's like we're doing a round movement. But here I just wanted to show you in slow motion what we actually do to make all the hair straight so we can scissor. Now you see all the hair straight, and now it's ideal for scissoring. We can do some scissoring, but then as you can see, all the hairs are now, because we've scissored, we've passed the scissor, all the hairs are now nicely flat, and it looks great, but it's not finished. We need to repeat this process, or else what would happen, we would think we're finished and the dog would go for a walk and he would move and the wind would blow in the coat and he would come back in and you would see that it has uneven parts to it. So to avoid that, we need to like scissor and comb and repeat until after combing there's not much hairs anymore coming out. It's also very important you comb always in the direction of the coat growth actually. So here you saw me combing at the back of the front leg, so I pull the hair to the back of the front leg. And here now it's just repeating by combing and scissoring and combing and scissoring. I like to start at the front legs because the biggest part for me is making the chest and the shoulders and the tummy, and all this part for me is the biggest part. And to like make the right balance, for me it's very much easier to do the front part first, and then I see how the dog is, how long the chest is. And for me, it's easier then to do the whole part and the whole dog if the front part is totally finished. I also like to do exactly the same thing on the two sides. That means I like making the front feet, both front feet at the same time. I make one and then the other, and then I make them both round, and then I do the bottom part first, maybe from the left foot and then from the right foot, and then I make the two shoulders, and that's normally how I get to making the full dog look the same way on the left hand side and on the right hand side. I would love to scissor so quickly as you see here, but it's actually Alex who has made the video go very, very fast. But wouldn't it be wonderful if you could scissor that quick? Here you see me working on the chest. Actually, I'm standing aside from the dog, so I have the chest in the view. And it's very important to me that the front leg is like not conical, but it's like a tube, and it's going like one, like a cylinder from the top to the bottom down. Actually, when I'm grooming the front legs, instead of thinking conical like this, I think conical like this, and I prefer the top part of the leg being shorter than the bottom part. and the bottom part being wider. But of course we don't do that, but at least for scissoring the front legs, we think about a cylinder. An easy way to make the tummy stretch a bit and to be able to follow the natural line of the dog is when you can lift the front leg and just pull it a little, and then you can follow the natural tummy line underneath and just follow it with your scissors. I usually follow the line with my straight scissors, and then after that I, for finishing, can also use a chunker if it's necessary. The tummy can be really scissored quite short because this is a part that is always becoming very dirty, and when it's rainy the dogs walk and it's wet, and you know, so this is a part where you don't have to be afraid to scissor it quite short. And here you see me working on the front part. I'm just scissoring and combing and scissoring and combing and making like the chest a little round, not too much. Here you see me showing with my hand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make like the lines go very straight, and I was showing you some hair sticking out in the back, and then I'm just going to scissor. Let me show you another way. Here I have an apple, and whatever I do, I'm now turning the apple. The only thing you and me see, because we're sitting opposite of each other, we see this line and this line. Although it's round, you see it's round, we only can scissor on the outer profile, so this line. So we can never cut here or here. If we do want to cut here or here, we need to turn our head and just also follow the outer line. If we keep on following the outer line, we will create a perfect round without any holes in it. And this is the trick in how I cut the dog's feet and have a nice round finishing. I like to scissor going up and like moving my scissor upwards, or going down, moving my scissor downwards, combing and repeating this. What I usually don't do is scissor horizontal. If you scissor horizontal or a leg, you like have a small part and you risk having like holes and uneven parts in the legs. Here you see me starting the face and the neck, and I'm just combing everything and making it as natural as possible. I don't really like to have ears which are long and then scissored. That's why here you see me lifting up the hair and using the comb over scissor technique. And this is just, I've lifted the hair with my comb and I've scissored on top of the comb the hairs which are sticking out. And here now you see me like rounding off the ear. I just don't want the hair of the ears just only to be cut, because this is giving me like not the puppy look or the teddy bear look. I preferred all the hairs being in a different length from the top to the back, and just having an even look. And here you see me like lifting the ear upwards, and also the inside needs to be all nicely scissored. And here also the trick is combing and scissoring and lifting the hair nicely in all kind of directions. so we have an even finish. The thing is, you can like feel where the ear itself is from one side when you've done it, and then to remember how far you have been scissoring on the other side to make sure both ears are the same length. And here as well, you see me lifting up the coat and just using the scissor over comb technique to finish. And here with my thumb, you see me holding his lashes, his eyelashes, so I don't cut them off. And then I'm just going to go, so I'm just taking one ear and the other ear and feeling how far the skin is and how much coat there is after the skin, just to make sure it's nice and even. And here you see me scissoring the rest of the face. So here you saw me combing all the hair upwards towards the eyes and just making also this part as even as possible. Look what a wonderful dog he is. He is just so used to grooming, and he is just letting us, or letting me do anything, lifting up, lifting down around the eyes. You can just see he's full of trust and goodness, and he's a real angel, that dog. So I like to lift up the hairs towards the eyes, and if there's a lot of hair in the way, I just cut it so it's even. So I'm always imagining the wind is blowing in his face and all the hair is coming up. So that's why I comb like the hairs or the coat in all kind of directions. Also, I comb the coat in front of the nose, and also if there's a lot of hair sticking out, I also like to cut it off. And here I'm mostly using the chunkers, and that's because I want a soft finish. And here you also see me scissoring around the nose. So there's not like very long hair sticking out. Also when he's drinking or eating. And now here you see me using the Utsumi blending scissors with 48 teeth. And this is fantastic for finishing work. And here, because I was working on the back of the head, I made Richard stand up so I don't create like a flat head. And to do that, it's like a must for him to stand up, so you can blend in what you are doing on the head with the top line and the neck. So for me, it's very important that he stands up to do the back of the head. And now I am trying to finish the top line. And to be finishing the top line, I need to have the part at the back of the tail short. So I'm having the side view, like the profile, and I'm going to do the part behind the tail or at the back of the tail, and then I can blend in this part to the back part of the back of his back, and then together with that I'm going to finish the whole top line. And here I'm showing like the roundings he has at the back. And here I'm showing the whole back line, and that's the exactly what is important. So you don't have like a back which is going upward or too much going in. It's very important to stand up the dog well and see it from the profile so you can scissor a straight back. And here you see me again using the scissor on comb technique. So I'm like lifting up the coat with the comb and then scissoring on top of the comb. It's very important to notice in this part I'm using the curved it's very important to notice I'm using a curved comb, because the comb is like taking the rounding of the body. So when you use a flat comb on a rounded dog, you only have like one part you can scissor. But if you used a curved comb, you can like have a bigger part for scissoring. And here in slow motion, you see exactly how I use the scissor on comb technique. I do small parts at the time, and every time I scissor, I take up the coat, I scissor the coat which is uneven, and then the next time I scissor, I use the comb, and I use the comb only a little bit further backwards, and that way I can have a very nice finish. Here again you can see in slow motion. And to make the finishing, here you see me using the Quick Fix spray. The Quick Fix spray is a spray which you can use to very good go through the coat with the comb. And another advantage is after you use the Quick Fix spray, you will see the points of the hair more clearly. They will be just this other color, and it's easier to make a nice finishing if you use the Quick Fix spray. Scissor on comb technique, you can work from the front to the back, but you can also start combing in the back and slightly going forwards. So every time you scissor, you take the comb and you scissor, and the next time you go a bit forward and again you take the comb, you lift up the hair and scissor. Next time you go forward. You can do it from the back to the front, or you can do it from the front to the back. And now here you see me working on the back legs. Also here you see me trying to get the legs as straight as possible. I think about a cylinder, and I don't really at the feet want very much hair sticking out. I want them to be like in a straight line. And here you see me going around the pads. It's very easy when your clipper work is done nicely. It's also quite a dangerous part as people get used to scissoring around the pads, and it's one of the reasons I insist that the clipper work on the pads is perfectly done, because in my grooming shop I used to work with a lot of people, and in many occasions I've seen people cut into the pads with scissors. So to avoid that, my advice is always, if you are using scissors, go around the pads and stay going around the pads, but don't, with your scissor, don't go over the pad. It means when you see a hair on this side, make you scissor like this or like this, but never do that, because if you do that, if it's not today or tomorrow or next week, one day you will cut in the pads. So just go around the pads instead of over the pads with the scissors. And here you see me scissoring around the feet again. And here you saw me like with the comb, like lifting up the hairs, and with the straight scissor making the round foot. Here lifting up again, and just scissoring and combing and repeating. I like to do the bottom part first, because for me it's another way you don't really see what you're doing. So that's one of the reasons I insist of doing the bottom part again. And here you saw me using again the quick fix spray, and after I've sprayed, as you can see, the hairs are like nicely outwards, and you exactly see where you need to scissor again. Here you see me also straightening the back leg. And once the bottom part is done, the top part of the back leg is already done, so then it's not a very big job to like join the top and the bottom part together. Actually, the middle part is easy. I like to have a little bit of knee in there. That means the part that I'm scissoring now, I don't really make straight, but I try to make a nice rounding so the dog has a little bit of a knee. And here you see the profile, and here you see a finished Richard. Here you see again the before and the after pictures. I think he looks very beautiful, very like a teddy bear. He's a wonderful dog, and I have really enjoyed grooming Richard. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe. You can subscribe on our channel and even get a notification if you push the notification button. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I had grooming Richard. And just keep on grooming. Take your time to groom and groom as much as possible. Thank you for watching. Please enjoy grooming. The more you groom, the better you will get. Don't forget to groom very regularly, and see you next time. And as always, all the products I've been using in this video are available. Just scroll down below and click on the products grooming link, and it will take you directly to all the products. If you find this video informative and interesting, please feel free to share this information with your friends and on your social media. This was Kitty for Kitty Talks Dogs. Thank you very much for watching this video. Enjoy grooming, and see you next time.